This is 1 hour facts about soccer in a soothing voice that studies have scientifically proven to put you to sleep faster because it makes you feel safer and more relaxed. Let's jump into it after you hit like and subscribe so you and others see these videos again. It really helps. Let me know what topic I should put you to sleep with next time. Alright, relax and take a deep breath. One of the most interesting aspects of soccer is the phenomenon of the vuvuzela. Popularized during the 2010 FIFA World Cup held in South Africa, the vuvuzela is a long plastic horn that produces a loud, monotone sound when blown. These horns became a staple in South African soccer culture and were ubiquitous during the World Cup, with their noise level often exceeding 100 decibels. The sound can be so overwhelming that it sometimes drowns out the voices of commentators and can even be disorienting for the players on the field. Despite their controversial reception, with many fans and players complaining about the incessant noise, the vuvuzelas remain a lasting symbol of South Africa's vibrant contribution to soccer's global culture. In 2018, Croatia became the smallest nation by population to reach the World Cup final since Uruguay in 1950. With a population of just over 4 million people, Croatia's achievement was monumental. Their journey to the final in Russia was characterized by a series of dramatic comebacks and penalty shootouts. The team, led by captain Luka Modric, exhibited exceptional skill, endurance, and teamwork. Croatia's path included a thrilling victory over England in the semi-finals, where they came from behind to win 2-1 in extra time. Croatia's performance was a testament to the idea that in soccer, even the smaller nations can achieve great things on the world stage. The concept of tiki-taka is closely associated with the Spanish national team and Barcelona FC. It refers to a style of play based on short passing and movement, maintaining possession, and working the ball patiently through various channels. This style of play became particularly famous under the management of Pep Guardiola at Barcelona from 2008 to 2012. During this period, Barcelona dominated both Spanish and international soccer, winning numerous titles including the Champions League and multiple La Liga titles. Tiki-taka reached its peak when Spain won the UEFA Euro 2008, the FIFA World Cup 2010, and the UEFA Euro 2012, showcasing the efficacy and beauty of this intricate style of play. Soccer matches can sometimes be interrupted by unusual events. One such occurrence happened during a European Championship qualifier between Denmark and Sweden in 2007. The match was abandoned after a Danish fan ran onto the field and attacked the referee. The incident took place in Copenhagen with Denmark trailing 3-2. After the fan attacked the referee, security quickly intervened and restrained the assailant. However, the damage was done, and the referee decided to abandon the match for safety reasons. UEFA, the governing body, later awarded Sweden a 3-0 victory. The event highlighted the unpredictable nature of soccer and the importance of security in stadiums. Known for being one of the most physically demanding positions in soccer, goalkeepers often have some of the most fascinating stories. One such story is that of Lev Yashin, widely regarded as one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. Yashin, who played for Dynamo Moscow and the Soviet Union national team, was known for his incredible reflexes, shot-stopping ability, and commanding presence in the penalty area. He is the only goalkeeper to have won the prestigious Ballon d'Or award, which he received in 1963. Yashin was also famous for his all-black attire, earning him the nickname, the Black Spider, because he seemed to have more than 2 arms when making saves. He revolutionized the role of the goalkeeper by actively communicating with his defenders and even coming off his line to intercept crosses. The concept of a golden goal was once a critical part of soccer's extra time during knockout stages. Introduced by FIFA in the 1990s, the golden goal rule stipulated that the first team to score during extra time would immediately win the match. This rule was intended to make extra time more exciting and to discourage defensive play. One of the most famous golden goals occurred in the UEFA Euro 2000 final, when France's David Trezeguet scored against Italy in extra time to secure a 2-1 victory for France. However, the golden goal rule was often criticized for being too abrupt and unfair, leading to its eventual abolition after the 2004 UEFA Euro tournament. Today, extra time is played in its entirety, followed by a penalty shootout if necessary. The word soccer actually originated in England. During the 19th century, as different forms of football were developing, a need to distinguish between them arose. Rugby football was known colloquially as rugger, and association football began to be referred to as a soccer, a term that was eventually shortened to soccer. This term crossed the Atlantic to the United States, where it became the standard term to distinguish it from American football. Interestingly, while the word soccer is often criticized by purists in some countries, it is worth noting that it has strong roots in the sport's history and was initially used by the very people who helped to codify the modern rules of the game. The Maracanazo is one of the most heartbreaking moments in soccer history for Brazilian fans. During the 1950 World Cup held in Brazil, the host nation was considered the overwhelming favorite to win the tournament. The final match was played in the Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, with an estimated audience of 200,000 people. However, the underdog team from Uruguay pulled off one of the greatest upsets in soccer history by defeating Brazil 2-1. The defeat sent shockwaves through the nation and left a lasting scar on Brazilian soccer. The term Maracanazo has since become synonymous with unexpected and devastating losses, and the event is often cited as a sobering reminder that in soccer, anything can happen. One lesser-known but significant development in soccer is the introduction of goal line technology. Prior to this technology, referees often had to rely solely on their judgment to determine whether the ball had fully crossed the goal line, leading to controversial and disputed decisions. Goal line technology uses a combination of high-speed cameras and magnetic fields to accurately determine the ball's position in relation to the goal line. One of the first major tournaments to implement this technology was the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Since then, goal line technology has been widely adopted in many top leagues and international tournaments, helping to ensure that critical goal decisions are made accurately and fairly. Another fascinating aspect of soccer is the role of super substitutes. These are players who may not start the match but come off the bench to make significant impacts. One of the most famous super subs is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who played for Manchester United. Solskjaer earned the nickname the baby-faced assassin for his ability to score crucial goals in high-pressure situations. His most iconic moment came during the 1999 UEFA Champions League final against Bayern Munich. Trailing 1-0, Solskjaer was brought on as a substitute and scored the winning goal in the final moments of extra time, securing Manchester United's treble-winning season. His knack for changing the course of a game from the bench showcases the strategic depth and unpredictability that substitutions can offer in soccer. The offside rule is one of the most debated regulations in soccer, but its origins are quite interesting. The offside rule was first introduced in the early days of soccer to discourage goal hanging, where players would linger near the opponent's goal waiting for an easy scoring opportunity. The initial offside rule was much stricter than today's version, resembling more closely the offside rule in rugby, where players were considered offside if they were in front of the ball. Over time, the rule evolved to allow for more dynamic and fluid attacking play. The concept of passive offside, where a player is in an offside position but not actively involved in the play, was introduced to further refine the rule. Despite its complexity, the offside rule is essential for maintaining fairness and balance between attacking and defending teams. The tradition of exchanging jerseys after a match is a gesture of sportsmanship and mutual respect among players. This practice is believed to have started after a friendly match between England and France in 1931. After England secured a 2-1 victory, French players asked to swap jerseys with their English counterparts as a memento. Since then, the practice has become a cherished ritual in soccer culture. Players often exchange jerseys with opponents they respect or admire, and these jerseys are sometimes kept as treasured keepsakes or even donated to charitable causes. This simple act of jersey swapping serves as a reminder that, despite the fierce competition on the field, soccer ultimately promotes camaraderie and respect among players from different teams and nations. The influence of Dutch soccer, particularly the philosophy known as total football, cannot be overstated. Developed in the 1970s by Rinus Michels and epitomized by the Dutch national team in Ajax Amsterdam, total football is a tactical theory in which any outfield player can take over the role of any other player in the team. This fluidity requires exceptional technical skills, spatial awareness, and teamwork. Johan Cruyff, one of the greatest players of all time, was the on-field general who embodied this philosophy. Under Michel's guidance, the Dutch national team reached the FIFA World Cup final in 1974, showcasing total football to a global audience. Even though they lost to West Germany, the Dutch team's innovative and dynamic style left an indelible mark on the sport, influencing future generations of players and coaches. The rise of women's soccer has been a significant and inspiring development in the sport's history. One landmark moment came during the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup held in the United States. In the final, the U.S. women's national team faced China in a match that went to a penalty shootout. Brandi Chastain scored the winning penalty, and her jubilant celebration, where she whipped off her jersey and fell to her knees, became an iconic image. The victory not only solidified the U.S. team's status as a powerhouse in women's soccer, but also helped to elevate the sport's profile and popularity worldwide. The 1999 Women's World Cup served as a catalyst for greater investment, media coverage, and opportunities for women in soccer, paving the way for the development and growth of the women's game globally. The importance of youth academies in soccer cannot be overstated, as they are the breeding grounds for the next generation of talent. One of the most renowned youth academies in the world is La Masia, the Barcelona FC Academy. La Masia has produced some of the greatest players in modern soccer, including Lionel Messi, Xavi Hernandez, and Andres Iniesta. These players were instrumental in Barcelona's dominance during the late 2000s and early 2010s, characterized by their tiki-taka style of play. La Masia emphasizes not just technical skills but also intelligence, vision, and a deep understanding of the game. The success of graduates from La Masia serves as a testament to the importance of robust youth development programs in cultivating world-class talent. The phenomenon of football hooliganism has been a troubling aspect of soccer culture, particularly in the mid to late 20th century. One of the most infamous incidents occurred during the 1985 European Cup final between Liverpool and Juventus at the Heysel Stadium in Brussels. A confrontation between rival fans escalated, leading to a wall collapsing and causing the deaths of 39 people, with hundreds more injured. This tragic event shocked the soccer world and led to significant changes in stadium security and crowd control measures. In the aftermath, English clubs were banned from European competitions for 5 years, and a comprehensive review of fan behavior and safety protocols was undertaken. While hooliganism has not been entirely eradicated, concerted efforts by soccer authorities, governments, and clubs have significantly reduced its prevalence and impact. Penalty shootouts are one of the most nerve-wracking ways to decide the outcome of a soccer match, especially in high-stakes tournaments. One of the most dramatic penalty shootouts occurred during the 1994 FIFA World Cup final between Brazil and Italy. After a goalless draw through regular and extra time, the match was decided by penalties. The shootout will always be remembered for Roberto Baggio's missed penalty which sailed over the crossbar, giving Brazil their 4th World Cup title. Baggio, one of Italy's star players, carried the burden of that miss for years, and it remains one of the most poignant moments in World Cup history. Penalty shootouts, with their high tension and emotional stakes, exemplify the thin margins between victory and heartbreak in soccer. The introduction of the video assistant referee, commonly known as VAR, has been one of the most significant technological advancements in modern soccer. First implemented in major competitions such as the 2018 FIFA World Cup, VAR is designed to help referees review and correct clear and obvious errors in 4 key areas: goals, penalties, red cards, and mistaken identity. While VAR aims to increase the accuracy of crucial decisions, it has also generated considerable debate. Critics argue that it disrupts the flow of the game and sometimes leads to contentious interpretations of incidents. However, supporters believe that VAR enhances fairness and reduces the margin for human error. Despite its controversies, VAR represents a new era in soccer, where technology plays an increasingly central role in the officiating process. The history of soccer is filled with stories of remarkable come-from-behind victories, but few are as stunning as Liverpool FC's triumph in the 2005 UEFA Champions League final. Trailing 3-0 at halftime against AC Milan, Liverpool seemed all but defeated. However, in one of the most extraordinary turnarounds in soccer history, Liverpool scored 3 goals in a span of just 6 minutes in the second half to level the match. The game went into extra time and eventually to a penalty shootout, where Liverpool emerged victorious, 5-4. This incredible comeback, often referred to as the Miracle of Istanbul, is a testament to the unpredictability and drama that makes soccer one of the most captivating sports in the world. The global reach of soccer is unparalleled, and one of the most compelling examples of this is the popularity of the sport in Africa. The continent has produced some of the most talented and influential players in the history of the game. Players like George Weah, who won the Ballon d'Or in 1995 and later became the president of Liberia, have left an indelible mark on the sport. Additionally, African nations have made significant strides in international competitions. In 1990, Cameroon became the first African team to reach the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup, a feat later matched by Senegal in 2022 and Ghana in 2010. These achievements have helped to elevate the status of African soccer on the global stage and inspire future generations of players across the continent. One of the most fascinating aspects of soccer is its ability to bring people together, even in the most challenging circumstances. A poignant example of this occurred during World War I. On Christmas Day in 1914, Amidst the brutal fighting on the Western Front, British and German soldiers famously held an unofficial ceasefire and engaged in a friendly soccer match in no man's land. This impromptu game is often cited as a symbol of humanity and the unifying power of sport, even amid the horrors of war. While the Christmas truce was a brief respite in an otherwise devastating conflict, the moment when soldiers put down their weapons to play soccer serves as a powerful reminder of the sport's ability to transcend political and social divides. One of soccer's most enduring rivalries is the El Clásico, the match between Spain's two most successful clubs, Barcelona FC and Real Madrid. This rivalry is not just about soccer. It is deeply rooted in historical, cultural, and political contexts. Barcelona is seen as a symbol of Catalan identity and pride, while Real Madrid is often viewed as representing Spanish nationalism. The matches between these two giants are always highly anticipated and intensely contested, often featuring some of the best talents in the world. Over the years, players like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and countless others have added to the spectacle of El Clásico with memorable performances and dramatic moments. The rivalry embodies the passion and intensity that makes soccer so captivating for millions of fans worldwide. The phenomenon of promotion and relegation in soccer leagues is a unique and integral aspect of the sport. Unlike many American sports leagues where the same teams compete each season, soccer leagues around the world use a system where the best performing teams are promoted to higher divisions, while the worst performing teams are relegated to lower divisions. This system creates high stakes at both ends of the league table, not just for champions, but also for teams fighting to avoid the drop. One of the most dramatic examples of this occurred in the English Premier League during the 2011-2012 season. On the final day, often referred to as Survival Sunday, several teams were battling to avoid relegation. Queen's Park Rangers managed to secure their place in the Premier League with a last-minute goal, highlighting the intense drama and emotions associated with promotion and relegation. The impact of soccer legends often transcends the sport itself, and few players exemplify this more than Pelé. Born Edson Arantes do Nascimento, Pelé is widely regarded as one of the greatest footballers of all time. He burst onto the international scene as a 17-year-old during the 1958 FIFA World Cup, where he scored 6 goals and played a crucial role in Brazil's triumph. Pelé went on to win 2 more World Cups with Brazil in 1962 and 1970. Beyond his remarkable achievements on the field, Pelé became a global ambassador for soccer and used his influence to promote peace and development. His charisma, skill, and sportsmanship have left an indelible mark on the sport, making him an enduring icon whose legacy continues to inspire future generations. The role of managers in soccer is often just as crucial as the players themselves. One of the most successful and influential managers is Sir Alex Ferguson, who managed Manchester United for 26 years, from 1986 to 2013. Under his leadership, Manchester United won numerous titles, including 13 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cups, and 2 UEFA Champions League trophies. Ferguson was known for his ability to build and rebuild championship-winning teams, and for his exceptional man-management skills. His famous hairdryer treatment, a term used to describe his intense verbal reprimands, became part of soccer folklore. Ferguson's longevity and sustained success at the highest level set a benchmark for managerial excellence and left a lasting legacy at Manchester United and in the broader world of soccer. Soccer has a rich history of dramatic moments, but few can match the Hand of God incident during the 1986 FIFA World Cup. In a quarter-final match between Argentina and England, Diego Maradona scored what is perhaps the most famous and controversial goal in World Cup history. Leaping to challenge England's goalkeeper, Maradona used his left hand to punch the ball into the net. Despite protests from the English players, the goal was allowed to stand. Just minutes later, Maradona scored another goal, this time weaving through multiple defenders in what is widely regarded as one of the greatest individual goals of all time. Argentina went on to win the match, and eventually the tournament, but the Hand of God goal remains a subject of debate and a defining moment in soccer history. The economic influence of soccer is immense, particularly with the rise of mega-rich club owners and record-breaking transfers. One of the most eye-popping transfers occurred in 2017 when Paris Saint-Germain acquired Neymar from Barcelona for a staggering fee of over 200 million euros, making him the most expensive player in history. This transfer not only shattered previous records but also highlighted the increasing commercialization and financial power within the sport. The influx of money has led to greater investments in player development, stadium infrastructure, and global marketing. However, it has also raised concerns about financial fair play. and the growing disparity between wealthy and less affluent clubs. The Neymar transfer symbolizes both the opportunities and challenges that come with the commercialization of soccer. The role of fan culture in soccer in 1974, Johan Cruyff introduced the concept of total football to the world. This innovative playing style, developed at Ajax and later adopted by the Dutch national team, emphasized fluidity and positional interchange among players. The idea was that any outfield player could take over the role of any other player in the team. This approach helped the Netherlands reach the World Cup finals that year, and although they did not win, they left an indelible mark on how the modern game is played. The oldest professional soccer club in the world is Notts County, which was founded in 1862. This historic club is based in Nottingham, England, and it's amazing to think that they've been around for more than 150 years. Notts County has experienced various levels of success and hardship but remains a significant part of soccer history. They even have a fascinating link to Juventus, as the Italian Giants adopted Notts County's black and white striped kit as their own in 1903. Brazilian soccer legend Pelé is often credited with coining the term, the beautiful game, and he personified it with his dazzling skills, creativity, and sportsmanship. Pelé, whose full name is Edson Arantes do Nascimento, began his professional career at just 15 years old. He went on to win 3 World Cups with Brazil in 1958, 1962, and 1970. Pelé scored over 1,000 goals in his career, a testament to his extraordinary talent and enduring legacy. His influence on soccer and popular culture remains immense, even decades after his retirement. The FIFA World Cup, held every 4 years, is the most watched sporting event in the world, even surpassing the Olympic Games. The tournament has a rich history dating back to 1930 when the first World Cup took place in Uruguay. Only 13 teams participated in that inaugural tournament, but it has since grown to feature 32 teams from all corners of the globe. The World Cup has produced countless memorable moments and has a unique ability to bring together people of all cultures and backgrounds in the name of soccer. In 1996, Major League Soccer, or MLS, was established as the top professional soccer league in the United States and Canada. The league was part of the U.S. bid to host the 1994 FIFA World Cup, and it aimed to develop the sport in the region. Starting with just 10 teams, MLS has expanded significantly to include 27 teams as of 2021. The league has seen a surge in popularity, drawing high-profile international players and passionate fan bases, contributing to the growing prominence of soccer in North America. Soccer has ancient roots dating back over 2,000 years. Various forms of the game were played in different cultures, including the Chinese game of Cuju, Japanese Kimari, and the Greek and Roman game Harpastum. However, modern soccer as we know it today began to take shape in England during the 19th century. Public schools and universities played a crucial role in formulating the codified rules, which were established in 1863 with the founding of the English Football Association. This laid the groundwork for the global sport we see today. The Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro is one of the most iconic soccer stadiums in the world. Opened in 1950, it originally had a capacity of nearly 200,000 spectators, making it the largest stadium by capacity at the time. The Maracanã hosted the 1950 World Cup final, a game forever remembered for the shocking defeat of Brazil by Uruguay, an event known as the Maracanazo. Over the years, the stadium has undergone renovations to meet modern safety standards, reducing its capacity, but it remains a temple for soccer fans around the globe. The concept of the Galacticos was popularized by Real Madrid under the presidency of Florentino Perez in the early 21st century. Perez aimed to assemble a team of world-class stars to dominate both on and off the pitch, enhancing Real Madrid's global commercial appeal. Notable Galacticos included Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo, David Beckham, and Luis Figo. While this strategy brought significant commercial success and some on-field victories, it also led to criticisms about balancing star power with team harmony. Nevertheless, the Galacticos era remains one of the most talked-about periods in modern soccer. One of the most controversial matches in World Cup history is the Battle of Santiago, which took place during the 1962 World Cup in Chile. The match between Chile and Italy was marred by extreme violence and poor sportsmanship, both on the pitch and in the stands. There were multiple altercations, resulting in players being sent off, and the police had to intervene several times. BBC commentator David Coleman described it as the most stupid, appalling, disgusting, and disgraceful exhibition of football possibly in the history of the game. Despite the chaos, Chile won the match 2-0. Women's soccer has made tremendous strides over the past few decades, culminating in the establishment of the FIFA Women's World Cup in 1991. Hosted in China, the first tournament featured 12 teams, and the United States emerged victorious. Since then, the Women's World Cup has expanded to include 24 teams, providing a global platform for female athletes to showcase their talent. Stars like Mia Hamm, Abby Wambach, and Marta have become household names, inspiring generations of young girls to pursue their dreams in soccer and pushing for greater gender equality in sports. One of the most incredible underdog stories in soccer history is Leicester City's Premier League triumph in 2016. Starting the season with 5,000-to-1 odds of winning the title, Leicester defied all expectations. Under the management of Claudio Ranieri, the team displayed remarkable consistency, resilience, and teamwork. Key players like Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, and N'Golo Kante played pivotal roles in the fairy tale season. Their victory captivated fans worldwide and demonstrated that with determination and belief, even the most unlikely dreams can come true in soccer. The Hand of God goal by Diego Maradona remains one of the most infamous moments in World Cup history. During the 1986 quarterfinal match between Argentina and England, Maradona scored a controversial goal using his left hand. Despite protests from the English players, the referee allowed the goal to stand. Maradona cheekily referred to it as "a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God." Later in the match, he scored another goal, dribbling past multiple English defenders in what is considered one of the greatest goals in World Cup history. The term hat trick in soccer refers to a player scoring 3 goals in a single match. It originated in cricket, where a bowler who took 3 wickets in 3 consecutive deliveries was awarded a hat. This concept was later adopted by soccer. Achieving a hat trick is a significant accomplishment that highlights a player's skill and finishing ability. One of the most notable hat tricks in recent history was scored by Cristiano Ronaldo in the 2018 World Cup, helping Portugal secure a draw against Spain with a stunning free kick goal in the dying minutes of the game. Known as the Invincibles, Arsenal Football Club achieved a remarkable feat during the 2003 to 2004 Premier League season by going unbeaten in all 38 league matches. Managed by Arsene Wenger, the team played a beautiful attacking style of soccer. Key players like Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, and Robert Pires were instrumental in their success. Arsenal's unbeaten run extended to 49 games, setting a new English football record. This extraordinary achievement remains a high point in Arsenal's history and a benchmark in English soccer. The concept of a derby refers to a soccer match between 2 local rivals, often teams from the same city or region. These matches are highly anticipated and known for their intensity, passion, and fierce competition. Some of the most famous derbies include the El Clasico between Barcelona and Real Madrid, the Manchester Derby between Manchester United and Manchester City, and the Mullen Derby between Inter Milan and AC Milan. Derbies often carry historical, cultural, and social significance, making them more than just a game but rather a celebration of local identity and pride. Goal line technology made its debut at the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, marking a significant advancement in soccer officiating. This technology uses multiple high-speed cameras and other innovations to determine whether the entire ball has crossed the goal line. It aims to eliminate human error in crucial moments, ensuring that legitimate goals are accurately awarded. The introduction of goal line technology was largely in response to high-profile incidents where incorrect decisions affected match outcomes. Its successful implementation has led to widespread adoption in various leagues and tournaments around the world. The UEFA Champions League, formerly known as the European Cup, is considered the pinnacle of club soccer. Founded in 1955, it initially featured only the champions of each national league in Europe. Over the years, the competition has expanded to include top teams from the best leagues, making it even more prestigious. Clubs like Real Madrid, AC Milan, and Liverpool have cemented their legacy with multiple Champions League titles. The tournament's anthem, iconic trophy, and memorable matches make it a must-watch event for soccer fans worldwide. The tragic Hillsborough disaster occurred on April 15, 1989, during an FA Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. Due to severe overcrowding in the standing terraces, 96 Liverpool fans lost their lives, and hundreds were injured. This tragedy led to a comprehensive review of stadium safety and ultimately resulted in the Taylor Report. The report recommended the conversion of all major stadiums in England to all-seater venues, significantly improving safety standards. Hillsborough remains a somber reminder of the importance of fan safety and has left a lasting impact on English soccer. Lionel Messi, often hailed as one of the greatest soccer players of all time, spent more than 20 years at FC Barcelona. Joining the club's famed La Masia Academy at the age of 13, Messi made his first team debut in 2004. Over the years, he broke numerous records, including becoming the club's all-time leading scorer and winning multiple Ballon d'Or awards. In 2021, Messi made the shocking move to Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, ending an era at Barcelona. His incredible vision, dribbling, and goal-scoring ability have left a lasting legacy on the world of soccer. The origin of the Premier League, the top professional soccer league in England, dates back to 1992. This was a pivotal moment that marked a breakaway from the Football League. The establishment of the Premier League aimed to capitalize on increasing television revenues and commercial opportunities. The league has since grown into one of the most lucrative and popular sports leagues globally, attracting world-class talent and showcasing some of the most competitive soccer. Its success has set the standard for professional soccer leagues around the world, making it a model for sporting excellence. In 2010, Spain won their first ever FIFA World Cup, held in South Africa, coached by Vicente del Bosque. The Spanish team played a mesmerizing brand of soccer known as tiki-taka. This style emphasized short passing, ball retention, and positional play. Key players like Xavi Hernandez, Andres Iniesta, and Iker Casillas were instrumental in their success. Spain's victory solidified their dominance in world soccer, as they had also won the UEFA European Championship in 2008 and would go on to win it again in 2012. Zinedine Zidane's headbutt in the 2006 World Cup final is one of the most shocking moments in soccer history. The French captain was sent off in extra time after headbutting Italian defender Marco Materazzi in the chest. This incident cast a shadow over Zidane's otherwise illustrious career, as he had earlier scored a penalty to give France the lead. Italy eventually won the match in a penalty shootout. Zidane's moment of madness in his final professional match remains a subject of much debate and intrigue. The term tifo refers to the large choreographed displays created by soccer fans, usually to show support for their team or convey a message. These displays often involve thousands of fans working together, using colored cards, banners, or even pyrotechnics. Tifos are common in European soccer, especially in leagues like Serie A, La Liga, and the Bundesliga. They are a testament to the passion, creativity, and dedication of soccer fans. Notable tifos have celebrated club anniversaries, paid tribute to fallen heroes, or even delivered political statements, making them a unique aspect of soccer culture. The world's most expensive transfer fee to date is held by Neymar Jr., who moved from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain in 2017. The transfer fee was a staggering €222 million, shattering previous records. This move not only highlighted the financial power and ambition of PSG, but also sparked discussions about the ever-increasing monetary aspects of soccer. Neymar's transfer fee has had a ripple effect, driving up the market value of players and leading to more astronomical transfer fees in subsequent years. El Bombonera, the home stadium of Argentine club Boca Juniors, is renowned for its electric atmosphere and distinctive design. Located in Buenos Aires, the stadium is famous for its steep stands and close proximity to the pitch, which create an intimidating environment for visiting teams. Fans are known for their passionate support, often jumping and singing in unison, causing the stadium to literally vibrate. This unique atmosphere has earned El Bombonera a legendary status in soccer and makes it one of the most iconic venues in the sport. The golden goal rule was introduced in 1993 by FIFA as a way to decide matches that went into extra time. Under this rule, the first team to score a goal during extra time would immediately win the match, ending the game. The rule was intended to encourage attacking play and avoid the tension of penalty shootouts. However, it was often criticized for its abrupt and sometimes harsh conclusions to matches. The golden goal rule was eventually phased out in 2004, replaced by the standard method of playing the full extra time period followed by penalty kicks if necessary. Soccer legend George Best is often regarded as one of the greatest players never to have played in a World Cup. Born in Northern Ireland, Best made a name for himself at Manchester United, where his extraordinary dribbling, flair, and goal-scoring ability mesmerized fans. Despite his immense talent, he never got the chance to showcase his skills on the World Cup stage due to Northern Ireland's struggles to qualify. Best's career was also marred by personal issues, including struggles with alcoholism, but his legacy as a virtuoso on the pitch remains intact. The influential soccer tactic known as catenaccio originated in Italy and was popularized during the 1960s by Helenio Herrera, the coach of Inter Milan. The term catenaccio means door bolt in Italian, reflecting the strategy's emphasis on strong defense. Herrera's adaptation of the system included a libero, or sweeper, who played behind the main line of defense to quickly clear any threats. Catenaccio became synonymous with Italian soccer and contributed to Inter Milan's success, including multiple Serie A titles and European Cups. While often criticized for being overly defensive, it demonstrated the importance of tactical discipline in soccer. The Cruyff turn, named after Dutch legend Johan Cruyff, is one of the most iconic moves in soccer. Cruyff debuted this move during the 1974 World Cup in a match against Sweden. The skill involves feinting a pass or shot, then dragging the ball behind the standing leg and turning to change direction. This deceptive move has become a staple in the arsenal of many players, showcasing the blend of skill, creativity, and innovation that defines total football. Cruyff's influence continues to resonate, inspiring footballers and coaches around the globe. The Yashin Award is given to the best goalkeeper at each FIFA World Cup. Named after Lev Yashin, the legendary Soviet goalkeeper, the award honors those who excel in goalkeeping during the tournament. Yashin, known as the Black Spider for his agility and all-black uniform, is widely regarded as one of the greatest goalkeepers in the history of soccer. He is the only goalkeeper to have won the Ballon d'Or, which he received in 1963. The Yashin Award pays tribute to his outstanding contribution to the sport and recognizes the vital role of goalkeepers in Soccer.in. The early days of soccer, the ball was not made from rubber or synthetic materials as it is today. Instead, animal bladders, particularly pig bladders, were used as the core of the ball, which was then covered in leather. This made the balls very heavy, especially when wet, and they were prone to misshaping and bursting. The Hand of God is one of the most famous goals in soccer history, scored by Diego Maradona during the 1986 World Cup match between Argentina and England. Maradona used his left hand to punch the ball into the net. The referees did not see the handball, allowing the goal to stand. Maradona later described it as a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. In Iceland, where winters are long and harsh, soccer has adapted by being played in indoor halls known as Solfjallshallar. These venues provide a warm and conducive environment for players to train and compete despite the icy conditions outside. Many of Iceland's national players develop their skills in these halls, contributing to the country's rising soccer prowess. One of the shortest professional soccer careers belongs to Marco Negri, an Italian striker who joined Rangers in 1997. He scored 33 goals in his first 10 league matches but suffered a freak injury during a squash match with a teammate. This injury sidelined him for the remainder of the season. His career never fully recovered and he retired shortly thereafter. North Korea's national team achieved legendary status in 1966 when they beat Italy, one of the giants of world soccer, to reach the quarterfinals of the World Cup held in England. It was one of the biggest upsets in the tournament's history and it shocked the soccer world. To this day, North Korea's unexpected triumph remains a remarkable chapter in World Cup lore. In 2010, Spanish goalkeeper Iker Casillas played a crucial role in Spain's World Cup victory. During the final against the Netherlands, Casillas made a spectacular save using his right foot to stop a one-on-one shot from Arjen Robben. This save kept Spain in the game, which they eventually won 1-0 with a goal by Andres Iniesta in extra time. The iconic black and white pattern of soccer balls, often referred to as a truncated icosahedron, was popularized by the Adidas Telstar, the official ball of the 1970 World Cup in Mexico. The contrasting colors made the ball more visible on black and white television sets, which were common at that time. This design has since become the archetypal image of a soccer ball. On April 26, 2008, the longest penalty shootout in professional soccer history took place during the final of the Namibian Cup. The match between KK Palace and Civics ended in a 1-1 draw after extra time. The penalty shootout ensued and lasted through 48 penalty shots, with KK Palace eventually winning 17-16. The Miracle of Bern refers to the unexpected victory of West Germany over the heavily favored Hungary in the 1954 World Cup final. Hungary, known as the Mighty Magyars, had an unbeaten run for 4 years leading up to the final. West Germany's 3-2 victory was a massive upset and is considered one of the greatest surprises in soccer history. In 2017, Brazilian soccer player Neymar transferred from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain for a world record fee of €222 million, roughly translating to $263 million. This historic transfer shattered the previous record and highlighted the immense financial stakes involved in modern soccer. Mexico City's Estadio Azteca is notable for being the only stadium in the world to host 2 FIFA World Cup finals, the first in 1970 and the second in 1986. The 1970 final saw Brazil win its 3rd World Cup, while the 1986 final marked Argentina's 2nd World Cup win with Maradona as the captain. The infamous Battle of Santiago is one of the most notorious matches in World Cup history. It occurred during the 1962 World Cup in Chile, where the host nation faced Italy. The match was marred by violent conduct, with players trading punches, kicks, and slaps throughout the game. The referee, Ken Aston, struggled to maintain control, and the match ended 2-0 in favor of Chile. During World War I, the Christmas truce of 1914 saw a temporary ceasefire on the Western Front. Soldiers from both sides ventured into no man's land and played soccer together. This impromptu match exemplified the unifying power of the sport even amid the horrors of war, and it remains a poignant moment in both soccer and world history. In the 1978 FIFA World Cup held in Argentina, the host nation needed to win their final group stage match by at least 4 goals to advance to the final. Argentina played Peru and surprisingly won the match 6-0. The match has since been surrounded by allegations of match fixing, although no definitive proof has ever been disclosed. The term soccer mom first emerged in the United States during the 1990s to describe a middle-class suburban mom who spends a significant amount of her time driving her children to soccer games and practices. The term has since taken on broader social and political connotations, often symbolizing a demographic crucial for electoral campaigns. Stoke City, one of the oldest professional soccer clubs in the world, was founded in 1863. Their home stadium, known today as Bet365 Stadium, is famous for its windy conditions. Visiting teams often struggle with the gusts, leading to the popular saying, "Can they do it on a cold, windy night in Stoke?" which has become a euphemism for testing a player's true quality. Soccer has not always been favorably viewed in all countries. In the Soviet Union, soccer was considered bourgeois and discouraged by the communist regime. However, the sport grew so popular among the populace that the authorities eventually had to accept it. Notably, Dynamo Moscow became a symbol of Soviet soccer prowess and even toured Western countries to showcase their skills. Brazilian legend Pelé is often regarded as one of the greatest soccer players of all time. However, less known is his humanitarian work after retiring from soccer. Pelé has served as a United Nations ambassador and UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, advocating for children's rights and education. His efforts off the field have earned him numerous awards and honors, solidifying his legacy as more than just a soccer icon. Portuguese manager José Mourinho made headlines when he first arrived in the English Premier League to manage Chelsea in 2004. During his introductory press conference, he dubbed himself the Special One, a nickname that has stuck with him throughout his illustrious and often controversial career. His tactical acumen and larger-than-life personality make him one of the most polarizing figures in soccer. The U.S. women's national soccer team has a storied history with a number of iconic moments, one of which occurred in 2019 when the team won their 4th World Cup. Company captain Megan Rapinoe not only led the team with key goals, but also made headlines for her outspoken stance on social issues, including gender pay inequality and LGBTQ rights. Her efforts have spurred debates and movements beyond the soccer field. Madagascar experienced one of the most unusual soccer matches of all time on October 31, 2002. During a domestic First Division match, Azadema won 149-0 against Stade Olympique de Limerne. This was not due to sporting excellence. Stade Olympique intentionally scored own goals as a protest against controversial refereeing in previous matches, leading to the staggering final score. Garrincha, one of Brazil's greatest soccer talents and a teammate of Pelé, led a life marked by personal and physical challenges. Born with a deformed spine and bow legs, Garrincha defied medical odds to become a key player in Brazil's World Cup victories in 1958 and 1962. His dribbling skills were so mesmerizing that he earned the nickname Joy of the People, capturing the hearts of fans worldwide. The scorpion kick, a highly unconventional save, was popularized by Colombian goalkeeper René Higuita. This audacious move involves the goalkeeper diving forward and kicking the ball away with his heels. Higuita famously executed this jaw-dropping save during a friendly match against England in 1995, etching his name into soccer lore for his flair and boldness. The heart of soccer rivalries can be found in various derbies across the globe, and one of the fiercest is the Old Firm Derby between Celtic and Rangers in Glasgow, Scotland. The rivalry is not only about soccer but also deeply intertwined with religious, political, and social elements, making matches intensely emotional affairs. The Old Firm is more than just a game. It's a reflection of a complex historical relationship. The Zinedine Zidane headbutt incident in the 2006 World Cup final is one of the most shocking moments in soccer history. During the match between France and Italy, Zidane headbutted Italian player Marco Materazzi in the chest after an exchange of words. Zidane was sent off with a red card, and Italy eventually won the match on penalties. This incident marked a controversial end to Zidane's illustrious playing career. In 1970, the match between Chelsea and Leeds United became known as the Battle of the Bridge. Held at Stamford Bridge, the game was fiercely contested with numerous fouls, confrontations, and a disallowed goal for Leeds. Chelsea emerged victorious, and the match went down in soccer history as one of the most brutal English league encounters ever. In 1978, the New York Cosmos famously signed Brazilian superstar Pelé, catapulting the North American Soccer League, NASL, into the spotlight. Pelé's arrival drew massive crowds and immense media attention, significantly boosting soccer's popularity in the United States. Although the NASL eventually folded, Pelé's influence is considered a key factor in the growth of soccer in America, laying the groundwork for future leagues. AC Milan and Inter Milan share the iconic San Siro Stadium, one of the most famous soccer venues in the world. Both clubs are fierce rivals, and their matches, known as the Derby della Madonnina, are among the most anticipated fixtures in Serie A. The shared stadium adds an extra layer of intensity as it represents the literally divided loyalties within the city of Milan. In 2005, Liverpool staged one of the most dramatic comebacks in Champions League history during the final against AC Milan in Istanbul. Trailing 3-0 at halftime, Liverpool scored 3 goals in 6 minutes in the second half to level the match. The game went to penalties, where Liverpool triumphed 3-2, earning their 5th European Cup in a match forever known as the Miracle of Istanbul. Few people know that soccer was one of the trial events at the ancient Olympics, known as Episkiros. This early form of soccer involved 2 teams of 12 to 14 players each, attempting to get a ball over the opponent's boundary lines using their feet or other parts of their body. Episkiros is considered one of the predecessors to modern soccer, highlighting the sport's deeply rooted history. Women's soccer is gaining prominence but has faced numerous challenges throughout history. One striking example is the ban imposed by the English Football Association, FA, in 1921, which prohibited women's teams from playing on FA-affiliated grounds. This move severely restricted the development of women's soccer in England. This ban remained in effect until 1971, illustrating the long struggle for recognition and equality in the sport. Soccer, known as football outside of North America, is the most widely played and watched sport globally, but there are many intriguing, lesser-known aspects of the game. For example, did you know that the first international soccer match was played between Scotland and England in 1872, tucked away in a small cricket ground in Glasgow? Despite the anticipation and build-up, the match ended in a 0-0 draw, showcasing the competitive nature of this burgeoning sport even in its early days. A fascinating story from the 1978 World Cup in Argentina involves one of the most controversial matches ever played, Argentina versus Peru. Argentina needed to win by at least 4 goals to advance, and suspiciously, they won 6-0. Theories of collusion abounded, fueled by the presence of Peruvian players with Argentinian roots and the Argentine government's political interests. Although nothing was ever proven, it remains one of soccer's great unsolved mysteries. In the early 1990s, the back pass rule was introduced to soccer. Before this rule, players could pass the ball back to their goalkeeper, who could then pick it up. This tactic was often used to waste time, affecting the game's pace and excitement. The new rule stated that goalkeepers could no longer pick up the ball if it was deliberately kicked to them by a teammate. The change significantly transformed the game, making it faster and more dynamic. One of the most tragic incidents in soccer history occurred during the 1994 World Cup when Colombian defender Andrés Escobar accidentally scored an own goal, leading to Colombia's exit from the tournament. Upon returning to Colombia, Escobar was tragically murdered, supposedly by individuals who had lost significant bets on the game. His death shocked the world and highlighted the dark side of soccer fanaticism. Soccer has not always been a male-dominated sport. The first recorded women's soccer match took place in Scotland in 1881. Interest in women's soccer grew rapidly, and by the 1920s it attracted large crowds in England. However, in 1921 the Football Association banned women from playing on affiliated grounds, claiming the sport was unsuitable for females. This ban lasted for 50 years and significantly stunted the development of women's soccer. The Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is one of the most iconic soccer stadiums in the world. It was opened in 1950 and hosted the World Cup final that year. Despite Brazil being the overwhelming favorites, they lost to Uruguay in a match that came to be known as the Maracanazo. The term, derived from Maracanã, symbolizes the greatest upset in soccer history and is used in Brazil to describe any unexpected defeat. Another unique fact is the phenomenon known as the scorpion kick, popularized by Colombian goalkeeper René Higuita in 1995. During a friendly match against England at Wembley Stadium, Higuita acrobatically cleared a shot by diving forward and kicking his legs back over his head. The unusual and highly risky move stunned both the crowd and commentators, adding his name to soccer folklore. In the world of soccer, El Clásico refers to the legendary match between FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. This rivalry is not just about soccer, it is deeply embedded in Spanish politics and culture. Barcelona is seen as a symbol of Catalan identity, often at odds with the Spanish central government, which Real Madrid is perceived to represent. The matches between these two clubs go beyond the pitch, symbolizing a historic struggle for regional autonomy and national identity. In terms of longevity, Sir Stanley Matthews stands out as an extraordinary player. Known as the Wizard of the Dribble, Matthews played professional soccer until he was 50 years old. His career spanned 33 years, from 1932 to 1965. Remarkably, he remained in peak physical condition throughout his career, and even at an advanced age, he was considered one of the best players on the field. Matthews also won the inaugural Ballon d'Or in 1956 at the age of 41. Soccer's influence on popular culture is far-reaching, but few might know that one of the most beloved video games of all time, FIFA, roots back to the early 1990s. The game was launched in 1993 by Electronic Arts and has since become a cornerstone of sports video gaming. Each annual release adds new features and updates to reflect real-life changes in the sport, making it a cherished way for fans to engage with soccer off the pitch. Another fascinating story is that of Leicester City's extraordinary Premier League win in the 2015-2016 season. When the season began, they were considered 50,000 to 1 outsiders to win the league. Yet, defying every odd, Leicester City clinched the title with 2 matches to spare, completing one of the greatest underdog stories in sports history. Their triumph captivated the world, proving that even in an era dominated by wealthy clubs, the unpredictability of soccer persists. The World Cup trophy itself has an intriguing history. The original trophy, known as the Jules Rimet Trophy, was awarded from 1930 to 1970. In 1966, it was famously stolen in London, only to be discovered 7 days later by a dog named Pickles. The trophy was eventually permanently awarded to Brazil after their 3rd win in 1970. However, it was again stolen in 1983 and has never been recovered. The current World Cup trophy, introduced in 1974, has since become an icon in its own right. In 1950, India qualified for the World Cup but withdrew from the tournament. A popular myth claims that India pulled out because FIFA wouldn't let their team play barefoot, but the real reasons were likely financial constraints and a lack of proper preparation. Whatever the reasons, India has never qualified for a World Cup since, making their story a curious chapter in soccer history. A more recent development in soccer is the implementation of Video Assistant Referee, or VAR, introduced officially in 2018. VAR aims to minimize human error by allowing referees to review footage of questionable incidents. While it has significantly impacted decision-making accuracy, VAR has also been a subject of considerable debate. Critics argue that it disrupts the flow of the game and sometimes still fails to eliminate controversial decisions. An extraordinary moment in soccer that not everyone knows took place in 1986, when Diego Maradona scored the Hand of God goal against England in the World Cup. Maradona used his hand to punch the ball into the net, an act that was illegal but missed by the referee. Only minutes later, he scored the goal of the century, dribbling past multiple English players to score again. The match became one of the most talked about in soccer history, showcasing both the best and worst aspects of the beautiful game. When discussing soccer legends, few can overlook George Best, a key player for Manchester United in the 1960s and 70s. Best was known for his extraordinary dribbling skills and charisma on and off the field. Despite his undeniable talent, his career was marred by off-field issues, including struggles with alcoholism. Yet his contributions to the game continue to be celebrated, and he is remembered as one of the most gifted players in soccer history. In terms of financial impact, the transfer of Neymar from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain in 2017 set a new precedent. The staggering transfer fee was €222 million, or approximately $263 million, smashing the previous world record. This transfer highlighted the increasing commercialization of the sport and sparked debates about financial fair play and the growing disparity between wealthy and less affluent clubs. For intellectual incursion into soccer, few people are aware of Socrates Brasileiro, commonly known as Socrates. He was not only a brilliant midfielder for the Brazilian national team, but also a qualified doctor and an outspoken political activist. Socrates used his platform to challenge political issues in Brazil and was a leader of the Corinthians democracy movement, which sought to democratize one of Brazil's most famous clubs. His unique blend of intelligence, skill, and activism makes him a fascinating figure in soccer history. The phenomenon of soccer hooliganism has been a troubling aspect of the sport. One of the most infamous incidents occurred in 1985, known as the Heysel Stadium disaster. Before the European Cup final between Liverpool and Juventus, rival fans clashed, causing a wall to collapse and leading to 39 deaths and hundreds of injuries. The aftermath led to stricter security measures and a greater focus on eradicating violence from the sport. This tragedy served as a turning point in how soccer manages crowd behavior. Few people know the origins of the term hat trick in soccer, which refers to a player scoring 3 goals in a single game. The term originally comes from cricket, where it was used to describe a bowler taking 3 wickets on 3 consecutive deliveries. The feat was so rare that spectators would often pass around a hat to collect a reward for the bowler. The phrase was later adopted by soccer and other sports to signify remarkable trios of achievements, particularly a trio of goals. The importance of sportswear in soccer cannot be overstated. Adidas, founded by Adolf Dassler in Germany, revolutionized soccer gear. One key moment came during the 1954 World Cup final, where West Germany played Hungary. Facing adverse weather conditions, West German players changed their boots to Adidas cleats with interchangeable studs, granting better grip on the rain-soaked pitch. The tactical switch contributed significantly to their victory, highlighting how innovations in sportswear can change the course of a game. The Panenka penalty kick is one of the most audacious moves in soccer, named after Czech player Antonín Panenka. In the 1976 European Championship final, Panenka chipped the ball gently into the middle of the goal, deceiving the goalkeeper, who dived to one side. This technique has been imitated by many players since, but requires a great deal of skill and audacity. A failed Panenka often leads to significant embarrassment, making it a high-risk, high-reward maneuver. In 1990, Cameroon became the first African team to reach the quarterfinals of the World Cup, captivating the world with their unexpected performance. Led by 38-year-old striker Roger Milla, who famously danced around the corner flag after scoring, Cameroon defeated defending champions Argentina in their opening game and went on to beat Romania and Colombia. Their performance in Italy not only put African soccer on the global map, but also inspired generations of soccer talent from the continent. The Bosman ruling of 1995 was a landmark decision by the European Court of Justice. Jean-Marc Bosman, a Belgian player, challenged the existing transfer system after his club refused to let him leave once his contract expired. The ruling allowed players in the European Union to move freely to another club at the end of their contract without a transfer fee. This decision radically changed soccer's transfer market and player mobility, empowering athletes and reshaping the sports business landscape. Soccer is filled with moments of sheer brilliance and unexpected surprises, but few are as incredible as Archie Thompson's record-breaking performance in 2001. Playing for Australia against American Samoa in a World Cup qualifying match, Thompson scored 13 goals in a single game. Australia won 31-0, setting the record for the largest margin of victory in an international match. While the result highlighted the disparity between teams, it also showcased the extraordinary capacity for individual achievement in soccer. The FIFA World Cup, held every 4 years, is the most-watched sporting event in the world, even surpassing the Olympic Games. The tournament has a rich history dating back to 1930 when the first World Cup took place in Uruguay. Only 13 teams participated in that inaugural tournament, but it has since grown to feature 32 teams from all corners of the globe. The World Cup has produced countless memorable moments and has a unique ability to bring together people of all cultures and backgrounds in the name of soccer. In 1996, Major League Soccer, or MLS, was established as the top professional soccer league in the United States and Canada. The league was part of the U.S. bid to host the 1994 FIFA World Cup, and it aimed to develop the sport in the region. Starting with just 10 teams, MLS has expanded significantly to include 27 teams as of 2021. The league has seen a surge in popularity, drawing high-profile international players and passionate fan bases, contributing to the growing prominence of soccer in North America. Soccer has ancient roots dating back over 2,000 years. Various forms of the game were played in different cultures, including the Chinese game of Cuju, Japanese Kemari, and the Greek and Roman game Harpastum. However, Modern soccer, as we know it today, began to take shape in England during the 19th century. Public schools and universities played a crucial role in formulating the codified rules, which were established in 1863 with the founding of the English Football Association. This laid the groundwork for the global sport we see today. The Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro is one of the most iconic soccer stadiums in the world. Opened in 1950, it originally had a capacity of nearly 200,000 spectators, making it the largest stadium by capacity at the time. The Maracana hosted the 1950 World Cup final, a game forever remembered for the shocking defeat of Brazil by Uruguay, an event known as the Maracanazo. Over the years, the stadium has undergone renovations to meet modern safety standards, reducing its capacity, but it remains a temple for soccer fans around the globe. The concept of the Galacticos was popularized by Real Madrid under the presidency of Florentino Perez in the early 21st century. Perez aimed to assemble a team of world-class stars to dominate both on and off the pitch, enhancing Real Madrid's global commercial appeal. Notable Galacticos included Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo, David Beckham, and Luis Figo. While this strategy brought significant commercial success and some on-field victories, it also led to criticisms about balancing star power with team harmony. Nevertheless, the Galacticos era remains one of the most talked about periods in modern soccer.